Brightest blessings, everyone. Hopefully this is not going to be too slow. I'm actually doing this on my photo booth, so I don't know. I'm trying it out. Trust me, my green screen skills are not nearly as bad as this one. But I thought it would be cute, especially for what I'm talking about today. Okay, it happened. Betsy DeVos was actually confirmed as Secretary of Education. Okay. Maybe I'm just showing my stupidity on this one. Maybe I'm just being, against Trump and everything. Lord knows I am trying. I am really fucking trying to give him a chance. Because although I did not vote for him, although it gives me a real bad taste in my mouth that he is now my president of my country, the point is that he is president. And therefore, I am trying to give him a shot. Because when push comes to shove, if he loses, we lose. Now, when he first ran for President of the United States, he had said that he would be surrounding himself with the best of the best. And he just knew the best people and to trust him. Which is why I was really confused when he nominated Betsy DeVos for Secretary of Education. Because I don't think that he could have possibly picked anyone worse if he had tried. I don't think that if I tried my hardest that I could pick someone less qualified than Betsy DeVos. Now, I know that I have a lot of friends that are both liberal and conservative, and I did use those terms instead of Republican and Democrat. Now, I need to know, would you or did you support Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education? I really want to know. And I want to know why. What about her, what, if anything, qualified her for such a position? Because of all the other people that he nominated for all the other positions, a lot of them I probably would be against as well, because I don't agree with them, because I don't like where it's going and where they're headed. But no matter what you say about them, there is some sort of qualification there. And I think you have to understand that and realize that. The point is that Betsy DeVos is the only one with absolutely no qualifications whatsoever. And by this I mean she has never been to public school herself. Neither have her children. So she's never experienced public school in any way, shape, or form. She's never been to a public college, and neither have her children. She's never applied for a student loan or student grants because she hasn't never had to. Neither have her children. She's never had a teaching experience whatsoever. She's never had banking experience whatsoever, except for maybe doing her own books, maybe. And even then, with the money that she has, I'm sure she has an accountant. Has she even had a job? Seriously, I want to know. I have been to both public and private school and grade school, also public and private college. I have also applied for student loans and grants and received them. I'm currently working. I've been working most of my adult life and pretty much a lot of my teenage life. These facts alone, any one of these facts alone, make me far, far more qualified to be Secretary of Education than Betsy DeVos. Yet, she has actually passed Now, I understand that it was really close and that even a couple Republicans jumped over and voted against her. And hats off to that. But if you are a senator and you happen to see this and you voted for Betsy DeVos, I want to know why. In what way is she qualified? Any one way. I'm not being particular here. I really want to know. Same thing with my conservative friends if they supported Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education. Okay. Another things that have been really bothering me is Trump actually said this on camera. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I expected him to believe this and think this, but I didn't think that actually he'd have the balls to say this on camera. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I don't think it's a matter of him having the balls. I just think he's fucking ignorant. And he opens his mouth before he thinks. He actually said that false news, that anything, and I do mean anything, said against him or that was in a derogatory fashion about him or his thoughts or his whatever he does is false news. Don't get me wrong. I know false news is a big problem in this country right now. As a matter of fact, I think it's more of a big problem than ever before. However, Donald, you are not God Almighty. You are President of the United States. If someone says something bad about you, or inconvenience, or something like that, that itself does not make false news. Okay? Quit comparing yourself to God Almighty or acting like it. My God, you haven't even been in the White House for 100 days yet, and yet you already have a fucking God complex. Can you imagine how it's going to be towards the end of your presidency? I can only hope it gets better. But I have my theories. False news is a very big problem in this country, and he is only making the problem worse when he says stupid shit like this. You know, if you're going to whine and cry and bitch going, they're just saying mean things about me to make me look bad and to make it easier for them to go ahead and I can't even say it with a fucking straight face. To make it easier for them to impeach me. You have to make sure of one thing. And that is, has anybody caught me on camera or a live mic saying or doing these very same things that I am denying up and down that I said and did? People, his supporters, are bending over backwards. They are doing far more than bending over backwards. They are becoming fucking contortionists. Just trying to defend him. Do you realize that I had a friend who voted for Donald Trump, who is literally reaching beyond reach just to support him and defend what he says and does? You know, she actually had the balls to say, and the nerve to say to me, that he did not make fun of that handicap reporter. And he has the nerve to say that when he's on camera himself saying it at one of his fucking rallies. On live TV, nevertheless. And she actually had the nerve to say to me, and she knows who she is if she says this. So if she sees this, excuse me. So I'm not naming any names, but you know who you are, And you really need to check yourself, dear. Because I don't know of anybody else you would go so far to support, to reach for excuses. She actually said that the video could have been tampered with. It made it look like he did that. No, he said it at a live event. There was no cuts. There was no even cut to different camera angles. Nothing. He made fun of a handicapped reporter. Simple as that. He has to sit there and be the best at everything. He sits there and says, well, on camera, things that you can easily look up as being bullshit. For example, he says that the clouds parted and the sky was a blue and the rain stopped the moment that he started giving his speech when he accepted the President of the United States and started taking his oath. It's really not that hard to see that that's when it started raining. Okay, I guess you could take it as a sign. I guess it's kind of comical. But when push comes to shove, does that even really fucking matter? Why would you even start lying about something like that? It's almost like he has to be right and has to always show him in the best of light, in the strongest possible position. Otherwise, he doesn't think of himself as worthy. He's sitting there giving, I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger a hard time because Arnold Schwarzenegger took over his show Celebrity Apprentice and bashing him week after week about the ratings. Donald, so the fuck what? Do your job! Jesus fucking Christ! He has to always be able to be the one that's responsible for the biggest ratings. The clouds part, and the skies are a blue, and the sun shines whenever he speaks because it can't start raining. Okay, so what if it does? Why are you going to say such an obvious lie that anybody can show? Like nobody had a fucking camera in the audience. Like nobody had a fucking camera that was like actually a news camera showing your inauguration. Like nobody had the fucking weather report. You're sitting there whining and bitching saying people are lying. I had the most amount of people to see my inauguration because I'm so popular and handsome and sexy and sexually virile and big hands. What? Do your job, Donald! Shut up! Look. I just want an explanation. Something. I know this video's all over the place, but so am I. Look at me. I'm fucking breaking out. Out of stress. I need to hear from my conservative friends that voted for Donald Trump. More importantly, my conservative friends that actually are bending over backwards to give excuse after excuse after excuse. Blessed be.